Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a LEGO Superheroes news video. Today we're talking specifically about Marvel and some of the information that I've actually been sitting on since December, but I've been waiting to do the reviews for the Marvel mechs. Finally was able to, and then we had another 2 added on to those original 3, and we just did that review yesterday, so check out that video if you want to. But today, I'm actually going to be talking about an opportunity that I had back in December to interview the people behind the new waves of Ninjago. And you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with Marvel's big secret? And I'll tell you. In that interview, they were discussing basically what the new theme was. They call it core, and they were going into Ninjago's core basically and breaking it down to, you've got your temples, you've got your dragons, and you've got your mechs and things like that. And specifically they were talking about the reasons behind this 6+ line that they're creating. But they said this really interesting thing. The Marvel mechs are designed for kids that are collectors, whereas these mechs for Ninjago were created for new fans to bring them into the theme. So I kind of got distracted for the rest of the interview, because then I started to think, boy, that logic doesn't really line up with what we've been getting with the mechs. So today I wanted to dive deep into this small little sentence, but it's pretty powerful when you think about it. And as speaking from experience as one of those kid collectors, to give you, I guess, a bit of an example, when I was a kid, and if you've never seen the classic Batman sets that came out, a lot of the characters in the later waves were put into this brand new sets, no exclusive figures or anything like that. So when I was a kid, I didn't care about those sets. I specifically went out of my way to get this huge bat tank. Despite me already having the Riddler, I wanted that new Batman, the new dark blue Batman. I wanted that Bane. So I went and bought this huge expensive bat tank as a kid. I saved up my money. A really good example of this, I would say, that LEGO is failing at is the Thor wave for Thor Love and Thunder. And this is something we've talked about in length, and some people have said, oh, well, it's great for the people who don't want to spend a lot of money. They could just spend $20 and get the new Jane Foster Thor, get Gore the God Butcher, get the new Thor. But I'm sitting here speaking from experience as a kid collector. I know that I would rather, instead of spending $20 on this set, I would rather save up to get the Goat Boat, not just because it's a better set, but also because it would come with Valkyrie. It would also come with Korg, all exclusive to that set. So when it comes to these mechs that they're talking about here, that they are being designed for the kid collectors, that simply cannot fundamentally be true when you go through them. So we'll start here with the first one, the Iron Man mech. At the time we were like, oh, really cool, like it's an interesting looking suit, it's pretty detailed. Also, it looks like it's an indirect tie-in or directly tied to the Marvel Avengers game, which, you know, we were disappointed by later on, but we're just still excited that we had this suit. Then LEGO went and used that suit not once, not twice, not even 5 times, 7 times. So that doesn't make any sense. Then we had the Thanos mech. Really cool mech. Like, I love all the mechs. Cool. It's got the Infinity Gauntlet, came with Thanos. And then technically that figure's exclusive, but worse versions of him would come down the line, including going back to that Iron Man. That Thanos figure was taken without leg printing and thrown into the set with the Iron Man figure for the same price of 2 mechs. So you can buy the 2 mechs or you can get this set for the same price. And then he was also thrown into the Advent calendar. So he appeared 3 times. Spider-Man mech, you know, it's the start of the wave. I guess it's fine. That Spider-Man suit, though, it's not anything at all. Like, it's just was the one from that time. And then we also got the Spider-Jet versus Venom mech. So in that set, we got a Venom mech, which was really cool. But then again, Venom is appearing in so many different sets. So for 2020, for the start of the year, not the greatest for the mechs. And for the kid collectors, if they're really trying to go out and get different Iron Man suits, get different Thanoses and Spider-Mans and Venoms, for 2020, they just could get them in other sets and get multiple figures. So it doesn't really make sense. For 2021, I guess it's a little better. We've got the Captain America, which is still exclusive to the Captain America mech. The Thor one's probably the worst one just because the whole figure minus the helmet isn't new. The only difference is that they brought the helmet back from 2017 but had it in silver versus gunmetal gray from Thor Ragnarok. And then Miles Morales, while he is technically not exclusive to the set, he does appear in the Daily Bugle, which is a little more harder for kids to get. But then we've got here the Spider-Man versus Doc Ock mech, and that took the Doc Ock figure from a brand new set, pretty much 3 months old, and put him in there. And then, of course, he was also in the Bugle. Spider-Man, he's going to appear in all these sets. But the issue is, and I'll come back to Spider-Man when we talk about the next one. Then we have Wolverine, of course, from this year. Maybe he'll appear in another set. Wouldn't surprise me if they do something maybe this year for 10 years of Marvel. Probably next year when the animated show comes out. Then we have Iron Man, brand new Iron Man suit. Potentially, maybe this could be in the new Hall of Armor that's coming out in the summer. Then we've got a new Black Panther as well. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the suit from the new movie. I doubt it, but I'm just tossing that out there. And then we have the Spider-Man and Green Goblin mech. And again, it's the same suits. And if you look, that's the same figure from last year's Doc Ock mech battle, except it doesn't have dual mode legs. So it's a worse version. But again, for kid collectors there, with Goblin, they would have gotten the spider layer last year. So why would they want to go out and get this? So I say all this, and I talk about it as if they're all different outfits. And it's like, oh, cool, a new Iron Man. Oh, cool, a new Captain America. That's still exclusive. But at the end of the day, how much better would it have been if these characters were characters that we've never seen before or seen in a long time? Like, to give an example of one that should be a villain mech, because there's not really a lot of them, would be a Rhino figure. How many people got excited about this Spidey and His Amazing Friends figure? They could reuse that piece, but have an actual, more grown-up version versus a 4+ printing and all that. Throw him in there. How many people would be excited to get that? You've got your 3 for January 2023 right there. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. They're right there. It doesn't look like we're getting a Series 2. It doesn't look like we're getting any sets for the shows. They're right there. A white mech, a green and purple mech, just like Goblin, but, it could be a little bit different, of course. And then you've got Ms. Marvel. She could have, a giant mech hand. There's a lot right there that you could have their comic book outfits. You could even just have the Lego design their own, but it's right there, sitting to be selected. That's a perfect example of my mind. Not just because it's current, but you've got Moon Knight that we've never gotten before. We've got She-Hulk that came out in a set so long ago. Same with Miss Marvel. So to bring them on back here, or I guess she was just in that Spidey 4+ set, throw them in these mechs, I think that is the best way to go. Or specifically looking at, technically we have 4 different Spider-Man suits. And how about you give us some cool variants in different suits to put on display in our spider layer? Whether it's a Future Foundation, imagine a white mech here along this huge lineup of all these different colored ones. A white mech would really stand out. Sort of like this Green Goblin one, which I don't necessarily fault it, that one too much, because at least it's a new character. Versus Spider-Man, it's his 4th one, and it's the same suit as last year. So I want to just challenge you guys to think about this going forward, and maybe just look at Marvel a little closer. And for Marvel as well, to look at, maybe we should be actually doing what we're saying and keeping these figures exclusive so that it is for the kid collectors, so that in a year it's like, why did I buy this mech when that figure just came in a set later? They should have that mentality. I know that it's a business, obviously, but I look back, like I said, with Batman, I look back at Star Wars when I was a kid and wanting to get this huge set just because it had some exclusive Jedi and Commander Wolf. Anyways, be sure to leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and if you want to, again, you can check out the review of the mechs. And I think I've reviewed every single one that we've talked about today here on the channel, so it's probably worth a Google. But anyways, everyone, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.